Thank you, Leader Schumer. While a judge has put this illegal move to freeze federal grants on hold for a very few short days, as Senator Schumer talked about, the threat and the chaos and the panic remains. And let's be clear, Trump's administration's half-hearted steps yesterday to clean up this massive mess they have made just affirms two things. One, they are still illegally withholding federal funds that are law. And two, this is an administration whose sheer incompetence, combined with their bad intentions and willful disregard of the law, is creating mass panic and chaos and hurting people everywhere. Their explanations have created no clarity or certainty for many panicked families, businesses, nonprofits, towns, and states. And they don't actually change the basic fact that Trump is holding up funding our communities are counting on, and funding that is law. Because first off, there are a lot of programs they are saying won't be affected, when that is not what organizations across the country are experiencing. Just one example, yesterday, Head Start providers were locked out of their reimbursement portal, meaning folks that are taking care of our youngest kids were suddenly not sure how they're going to keep the doors open or pay their teachers and staff. Rental assistance. The payment system for housing authorities was down yesterday. I checked again with my staff this morning. It is still down. And beyond that, there is just a long list of programs still left completely on the chopping block. Programs that help red states and blue states alike. Meanwhile, a tribe back in my home state of Washington told me just a little bit ago that they are having to determine if they need to lay off 400 people. Community health centers have been having difficulty drawing down their federal funds. Sometimes they are the only providers, especially in our rural or remote communities. It is the end of the month. They need to make payroll. There are real patients to consider here as clinics have to think about whether they have the funds to cover services because of this illegal move. Funding for firefighters. You know what doesn't stop when federal funding stops? Fires. I mean, the list goes on and on. The calls are coming in, and the chaos, I'm here to tell you, has not died down this morning. There's really only one solution here in the Senate, and that is for all of us to stand up and say enough, to demand that President Trump revoke these reckless orders and recognize Congress. Congress has the power of purse. We will fight this in the courts, yes, but President Trump needs to back down from this reckless order that is hurting Americans and just follow the law as Congress wrote it. This kind of freeze is going to hurt their states just as much, if not more. This is not a red or blue issue. And so, as Leader Schumer has said, we're going to keep sounding the alarm and pointing out who President Trump is hurting. We're going to listen to folks back home and raise their stories for everyone to hear. None of us were elected to hurt people or sow chaos. We are elected to help people and solve problems. I hope every member of Congress works with us to make that clear and work to tell President Trump the law is the law. Work to tell him that Congress is a co-equal branch of government and the executive is there to execute the laws Congress has written. The White House needs to stop hurting the American people.
Senator Peters.